What's up, ACL Nation? The first ACL Pro National of the season is in the books. We're going to talk about all of the champions from the event, as well as welcome champions of the Pro Doubles division, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin. This is the ACL Throwdown. As I said, we are going to have the champs of Pro Doubles at the 2021 Kickoff Battle, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin, on the show this week. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes. We got to cover the results of the 2021 ACL Kickoff Battle, the first ACL Pro event of the season. We hope you enjoyed all of the live coverage we delivered, as well as our featured ESPN broadcast that saw champions Jordan and James take it home. But let's go through the results in case you've been living under the rock in the cornhole world. Let's go through it. We kicked off our weekend with 3 simultaneous events: Crew Cup, Women's Doubles, and Senior Singles, all going on at once. In Crew Cup, Trey Birchfield, Noah Wooten, Matthew Sorrells, and Derek King took down Jamie Graham, Eric Davis, Matt Guy, and Brett Guy to take home that title. Senior Singles saw Hasib Habibon prove to be the only person that could put out the flamethrower of Damon Dennis on the weekend. Hasib Habibon gets his first win in his first tournament as an ACL Pro, taking down Senior Singles. And then in Women's Doubles, Cheyenne Renner and Sarah Cassidy lose early, but come all the way back through the losers bracket to take down and double dip Maya Cup and Allison Peters in the finals of Women's Doubles. Renner and Cassidy picking up right where they left off, being, of course, 2020 Women's Doubles World Champions. Well, now these ladies get back-to-back wins under their belt and prove they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in this upcoming season. Moving on into Friday afternoon, we jumped into Pro Doubles coverage, and Pro Doubles was an incredible event to watch. We got down to our Final Four, which included Adam Hissner and Cody Henderson, Noah Wooten and Matthew Sorrells, Jamie Graham and Matt Guy, and James Baldwin and Jordan Camba, our guests this week on the show. In the first semifinal, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin proved that Jamie Graham and Matt Guy are not an unbeatable super team. Camba and Baldwin get the convincing victory in semifinal number 1 to advance to the finals. On the other side, in a barn burner of a match, 21-20, Noah Wooten and Matthew Sorrells take down Adam Hissner and Cody Henderson. That was a thriller of a match. Check out the ESPN app and rewatch that one by searching Cornhole, because I promise you that was an electric match, not only to call, but to watch from any angle. And then finally, in the finals, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin, again in convincing victory, take down Noah Wooten and Matthew Sorrells. And man, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin made it look easy all weekend long in doubles, so they get their first national win together. They had won separately previously, but the first national of the two can enjoy as a team. Moving on over into singles, another great Final Four of players. We had 2 players that also made the Final Four in singles that made it in doubles. That'd be Noah Wooten and Cody Henderson, both making the Final Four in singles. And then Damon Dennis and Tyler Poitras round out the other 2 in that Final Four. In game number 1, we had Cody Henderson and Noah Wooten go head-to-head. Even though Noah Wooten went out to a 17-11 lead, Cody Henderson was able to close it out, winning 21-17. He takes down that first semifinal. In semifinal number 2, Tyler Poitras gave Damon Dennis everything that he could, but Damon Dennis just too strong and too consistent on the day. He takes down Poitras in semifinal number 2. And then in the finals match, one for the ages, Damon Dennis gets the emotional and signature win that he'd been looking for in singles, taking down Cody Henderson, and a great finish, a great match to watch and to call. And of course, the post-game interview by Damon Dennis was one that will make you shed a tear if you are a big Damon Dennis fan or really just a fan of the sport of cornhole in general. Kudos to Damon Dennis, his first ever win at 59 years old, showing that the old guys, as he says, can compete with all of the young superstars amongst the ACL Pro division. That covers all of our results. You can get to iPlayACL.com, click on the news tab in that first article right there. Results from the 2021 Kickoff Battle. You can see the full results there. Check out the ACL stack bracket results, really eliminating all of the ties within brackets, getting a clear picture of top to bottom how this ACL Pro division is going to shape up this season. Let's get to my conversation with champions from the Kickoff Battle, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin, see how much celebrating they are able to do, and if this is adding pressure, motivation, or confidence for the rest of their ACL Pro Division season. ACL Nation, I have the 2021 ACL Kickoff Battle Pro Doubles champions, Jordan Camba and James Baldwin on the show this week. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Congratulations. James, any good celebrating happening? Did we do anything fun to celebrate the big win?
We went to the local pub up the street and watched the cornhole match bowl, and we had a good time. And I paid for it on the drive home yesterday and back to work today.
Yeah, I hear you. So James, obviously you guys get a huge win, kind of at the beginning of the season, which I've said this kind of publicly. I've called you the cornhole equivalent of Mr. October. You just seem to show up at the second half of the season. Was there any secret sauce to really, winning at the beginning of the year and getting this win early instead of at the very end?
Not really. I practiced a little bit before the tournament, maybe played in a regional, a few blind draws, but I took a little bit of time off, and maybe that's what I needed. Maybe I was getting burned out, so maybe I might take more time off and just practice a little bit instead of a whole bunch. And I'm pretty pleased.
Awesome. Yeah, so Jordan, obviously you guys together, you teamed up, you guys won the 2020 ACL Pro Invitational. When you compare this win to that win, does either really stick out to you? Was there any feeling of this one being any different than that Pro Invitational win?
I think this one was a lot bigger for me. Just James has won a national, I've won a national, but this is our first national that we've won together. So that was pretty big for me. And another big thing is, who we played. I think I had a lot more motivation going into the finals, rather than when we played the tournament last year with the 10 rounds. I don't know. I had more motivation going in playing Matt and Jamie more than anything else.
Yeah, and actually, I was going to ask you about that in a second, but I'll ask you about it now. So you guys rolled in, Jordan, to that semifinal to play against Mackay and Jamie Graham, who everybody was calling this super team that could never be beaten. Nobody could beat them. And so you guys not only came into that game, you guys whooped them. I mean, it was not close. Was there any extra? You said there was extra motivation. Why was the extra motivation there, and how sweet was it to get that type of victory?
A lot of the motivation comes from, like you kind of mentioned earlier, us being considered the underdog. And it's funny because going into this tournament, James kind of messaged me out of the blue saying, a lot of people must have forgotten who we are. And come to find out, we ended up winning the tournament. And it wasn't a I hate saying it, but it wasn't a hard tournament to win. Like you said, we dominated in the finals. I feel like I didn't even throw great against Matt. I feel like, I don't know if they were nervous, but I don't think we got their best game, honestly.
Well, you guys won it in dominating fashion. I saw you smirk over there, James. I think you had to look away from the camera there with the not a hard tournament to win. So obviously, James, I'll just kind of bounce back to you on that same type of front. I mean, did it have the same feeling to you, or was there anything you took from this, any extra motivation you had even going into the tournament?
Well, I don't comment a whole bunch on Facebook, but I see, and usually I get some tags when people are, setting their lineups in, but I got like 2-3 tags. Their people's lineups, so it's just kind of like a little bit of a okay. You just kind of Jamie and Matt gets paired up. They're just the team of the year all of a sudden, and maybe I didn't play for a little while, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm still here to play. We're still here to win. We're still doing this. So I ain't been a whole lot. I'm a new dad still, but we're gonna get back out there. Get back out there, start traveling a little bit, start racking people's brains a little bit.
Yeah, I sense a little bit an edge to it. I love it. I love seeing that from you guys. Diving a little bit deeper into the tournament, James. Obviously, you guys had that one loss. I'll say somewhat early, but you guys had that loss to Ryan and Zedro. Get knocked in the losers bracket and came back through. And double dipped Ryan and Zedro in the finals of your bracket. Was there any difference, any adjustments that you guys made from that lost game to that double dip action? Anything you guys did different?
Nah. We got to play them. I guess it was winter bracket finals up on the ESPN 3 court and the broadcast court, and I don't know. It just felt a little bit different up there. I gave up 9 points in my first 2 frames, but after that it just clicked, man. We must have thrown 4-baggers for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Score was like 20-12 forever, and they ended up getting us. But I told Jordan right after that, I said, we just showed that we can stay with these guys. We can play with these guys. Let's go practice a little bit and let's go win our next game, and then we'll see them again and take it to them. And just so happened that's what they did. But they had switched. Ryan and Cedro switched sides. I don't know if that helped them or what, but I don't think.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cedro threw absolutely amazing against me on the ESPN 3 court. I mean, I don't think he missed the middle of the hole once, and I don't know. I think it sparks a little bit of lightning in me throwing it more against Ryan than Cedro anyway. That whole thing with the whole blind squirrel thing with that Ryan came up with. Well, I kind of said this was years ago. I don't know. That still gets to me a little bit. I feel like he takes it a little more serious than I was at the time, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jordan, as you kind of look towards the rest of the season, as a team, does this win give more confidence? Does it add more pressure? When you talk about the grand scheme of things going forward for the rest of the season, how does this win shape your mentality and your goals for the rest of the year?
Man, we're just getting started. My confidence has been through the roof the last 3 or 4 months. I've kind of been the opposite of James. He hasn't been throwing much, but I've been throwing so much more. I started with this cornhole ace. I was working with them for about a month, and being able to throw every single day, I feel like I'm back at the top of my game now. So my confidence is way up there right now, and I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Gentlemen, well, regardless if it was a hard tournament to win, you guys got plenty more opportunity to keep winning some more. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Good luck the rest of the season, even though you probably don't need it. And but we will see you both in Wichita, Kansas for the Cornhole Mania.
Thanks, Trey.
Jordan Camba and James Baldwin, staples in the ACL Pro Division, and no surprise to many people at all that they were right there at the end to get the victory. Thanks, James. Thanks, Jordan. If you want to rewatch any of the action, whether it was on the main stage or on any of our secondary court or mobile court coverage, you can go to the ACL Digital Network, watch.iplayacl.com, or download the ACL Cornhole app from your app store there. Check out the ACL DN broadcast channel. We have tons and tons, many hours of coverage that you can rewatch from the 2021 Kickoff Battle right there on the app. No paid subscription, no premium subscription required. That's all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This has been your host, Trey Ryder. We'll see you guys next week.